Welcome back to the Safe Secure 360 podcast. There's safety in numbers. We're continuing our current event topic about safety and security related things that affect us all. I found something very interesting recently that these professional athletes and entertainers, while they're away from their homes are being burglarized. What's going on with that? That's the topic of today's podcast. Thanks for watching. This is the Safe Secure 360 podcast. There is safety in numbers.
The information provided in our podcasts is for general information uses only and is not intended as legal advice. The views and opinions expressed by the guests are their own. Always consult with a qualified professional before making safety and security decisions. For more information about this topic, check out our website at SAFESECURE360.com.
Well, thank you, Robert, for joining us. I'm excited about learning more about this. This one is an interesting idea. People are targeting professional athletes as they have money, or the public has perception they have lots of money and they have nice things at their house, and their schedules are public. How are people, help us understand the mind of somebody that's going to break into a professional celebrity athlete's house. Besides knowing when they're going to be gone, what are they thinking about? How are they getting to this idea?
I think the desire to for these burglars, sometimes organized criminal gang members, recently were apprehended after an event in Cincinnati. I think that the allure and the draw to the celebrity's home or to the professional athlete's home is very powerful. They may have large amounts of jewelry. They may have large amounts, perhaps money. They may have large amounts of designer clothing. They may have large amounts of cars, or they may have items in their home that are valuable, but then the value is enhanced by belonging or being owned by a celebrity. So I think that these criminals who target celebrities and professional athletes' homes are doing their research. So much public information exists now. You can find out where an entertainer lives or may have a home, or you can find out where a professional athlete lives. It's pretty simple to do, and they're doing their research and finding it. From September till November of 2024, 9 professional athletes' homes were burglarized in the United States. Different methods of coming into their home, but a lot of times they went up to the second floor and either broke the glass out or defeated a window up there and went inside. And a lot of times home alarms and security and cameras exist on the ground floor and on the grounds, but sometimes they don't exist up on the second floor because there's a feeling that, well, if you can't get to the second floor because you can't get past the first floor, but they are. A recent publication that I saw, a former FBI senior executive talked about this and said that this is becoming what he called an epidemic. An epidemic of professional athletes and celebrities' homes being targeted for burglary. So it's a real deal, and steps need to be taken to enhance the protection and security of these entertainers.
Well, as you're saying that, these entertainers probably thought when they were buying their home security system, I'm now insured against people breaking into my house. These are high-paid people, or they have the public image of high-paid people. What steps could they take to make their homes safer? What is the right solution to this problem that's going on?
Our research has led us to believe that these celebrities and professional athletes that are being targeted are the result of criminal gangs who are very smart about the way they do their research and how they go above and beyond with risk They risk a lot to do this because they anticipate the reward of that theft being a lot as well. So they're using technology also to be able to commit these crimes. They're bypassing the alarm systems that are in these homes. They are using Wi-Fi jammers to stop the signal from the alarm at the house through the Wi-Fi system to the alarm company or to the police from being continuity. So the signal that, hey, my house is being broken into, or we have entry, or we have a glass break sensor that went off, the signal's not making it to the alarm company or to the police. They are covering, or they are spray painting camera systems if they're able to reach them or can find them. Again, a lot of research goes into this. They will case or they will preview a property, and they will find out what types of security implements exist and then attempt to overcome them. So they are even using camouflage for themselves or some type of clothing sometimes, a hoodie, a COVID mask, sunglasses, gloves, a ghillie suit where it makes you look like you're a bush or a vegetation. And they're taking a lot of time to surveil and to gather intelligence about the comings and goings of that athlete or that entertainer. And then when the time is right and the entertainer is gone, they attempt to burglarize the house. So it's a very sophisticated approach that has to have counter strategies in place to secure that property.
It sounds like it sounds like the group you're describing, the criminals, are an organized group that's sharing information with each other and learning. And it sounds to me like the security technology isn't keeping up fast enough with how quick they're able to defeat it. What can they do if getting a better security system isn't necessarily the only thing to do? I mean, that's a great option to get your second floor windows with the security. But if they jam it, how can it be effective anyway?
These burglaries are not happening to insignificant or low-level entertainers or low-level athletes. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in Kansas City just had this happen to them. Luka Doncic in Dallas, the Mavericks player, $30,000 in jewelry stolen from his home. So here's the thing. Luckily, it appears that during these home burglaries, and that's what it is, it's a property theft-driven activity. They want the property. It's a property crime, burglary, when you break into someone's home with the intent to steal their things. It's an offense. It's a theft offense, but it's a burglary offense. It's a trespassing offense. There's a lot of different components to it. But here's the big problem. What about if your family's there? You may be traveling, but what if your family's there, your wife or your husband or children or a housekeeper or other people that may be there at the property while you're gone? And now, due to a timing problem, or they didn't realize it, or they do realize someone's there and they don't care, they break into the home again. Now you have a different type of situation and a different type of crime. We call it a home invasion. A home invasion happens when they commit the offense of burglary or theft or trespassing or a combination of all of those things. But now there are people there, and the people become victimized or victims of these burglars when they invade this home. Sometimes they tie them up, sometimes they assault them, sometimes they sexually assault them, sometimes they use them as a shield or use them in some hostage strategy, but that's where the real problems come in, is when someone's home and either the criminal doesn't think they're there or they know they're there and they don't care. That's even more an advantage to them when they come in and do this crime. So my advice to professional athletes and entertainers in Houston, where we're from, we have the Houston Astros, we have the Houston Texans, and we have the Houston Rockets. High level, we hope, performing teams that have a lot of players who make a lot of money and who live in very nice homes and have very nice things. Those players and those entertainers, Beyonce is from Houston. A lot of other entertainers are from Houston as well. So we have to do a better job in protecting these private clients, and in our organization, we do that. Our organization provides a security assessment, a comprehensive assessment of our pro athlete clients and our entertainment clients, of their residents. It can take 3 or 4 hours with our team to be there to totally analyze the locks, the lighting, the landscape, the access controls, the gates, the aerial lighting, the alarm system, the protocols for security, outside houses, guest houses, pool houses, the property. It's a very thorough analysis of what you have. Is it best practice to use that? And then the most important thing is, what is the plan? What will you do if you are home alone and the athlete or entertainer is gone? How do you protect that family or family members? Could be children too. How do you protect the vehicles? How do you do that? Our comprehensive security assessment may result in the placement of an off-duty police officer who contracts through us to do security there at the property, or a licensed, uniformed security officer from our organization may also provide those functions. And we're a visual deterrent. We are constantly scanning for threats, and we are ready and able to address the threat if in fact it happens. So it's a complex application, but it begins with an assessment and buy-in from the client that these services are necessary and needed, and supports us in our role.
What I hear you saying is that these are stats of people's houses being broken into, and it's all of these athletes probably have some sort of security with them. Either the team does or they do when they're out traveling. But they should also consider that while they're gone, their home is not protected. And so it sounds like you're suggesting for each of them to take that seriously and to have some additional services in their court so that they can protect their home and their valuables and more importantly, their family while they're gone. It's too easy just to think about yourself as the celebrity while you're gone and then your family is at home. What's a good way for them to select a good security service, and how do they develop their idea of home safety for their specific home? It's different than most residential homes when you're at this level of celebrity.
We provide professional athletes and celebrities residential security solutions. Sometimes these professional athletes or entertainers do not speak English as their first language. We have language-matched officers that would work in that setting to be able to communicate with the athlete's husband or wife, children, to be able to have a cooperative partnership approach for home security when the celebrity or the athlete travels. It's very important to do, and we do armed officers and unarmed officers and off-duty police officers who patrol the property, who may be staged in a strategic location, who may be aware of some threat intelligence that's been gathered and are taking countermeasures to offset that. It's a very sophisticated approach to doing it, but it begins with a thorough home assessment, and it begins with the inventory of threat analysis that may occur. If the athlete's going to travel, the teams may have their own security that travels with them, but what's left vulnerable is the home and the family if they stay. So those are all very important aspects to consider when you're hiring a security consulting group to be able to help you make some of those decisions and safeguard what's important to you.
Celebrity is important to us. It helps us take off our shoes at the end of the day and watch a game. And it's important to protect these people. They are helping us enjoy our lives a little bit. So is there any other train of thought that these people could use to help think about their situation and help come up with a response rather than have to react when something happens?
As we talked about in a previous broadcast about entertainment security, the public typically doesn't want to harm these celebrities or harm these athletes. They just want to meet them. They just want to talk to them. They want to get a picture taken. They want to get an autograph. But then there are some people who take it to the next level, and they want to own or possess possessions that athlete or that entertainer may have. So being able to be very keenly aware of threat intelligence and being able to provide a security envelope around that residence is a very important task and should be taken very seriously. So I encourage sports agents or management of these athletes to consider that, because it's a very important thing to do, and we're very good at it, and we'd love to help you.
Well, thank you, Robert, for sitting down and talking to us about this. I think this is such an interesting idea that if we continue to forward think different problems, we can really create a safe atmosphere for everybody. And so that's what it takes, is for us to do this together. So thank you all for watching at home. We appreciate you tuning in for these. We do this for you so that we can help you feel more safe and secure in your life. This is the SAFESECURE 360 podcast. There is safety in numbers.